Hello everybody, I'm Steve Politi from the Star-Ledger, joined as always by our esteemed Rutgers beat writer, Tom Luicci. We're getting near the end of the season now, Luicci. We had a big victory for Rutgers over Army last week. I think we expected that. Now we go into a game against 4-5 Pittsburgh, which I think really the season turns here. They have to win this game if they're going to go to a decent bowl. What are your thoughts on this one coming up?
No, there's no question. It's one of the latest key to the season. I think this one and the last one against Louisville will determine their postseason fate, and should be an emotional day because it's senior day. It's the last home game of the regular season. There are 20 seniors who are going to be playing their last game, and 6 of them are fifth-year guys. Mm-hmm. What they've shown in the past, it's been kind of interesting since Greg has gotten there. They've really sort of amped it up on that final home game. If you remember 2 years ago, with the bowl guys watching, they really stepped all over Cincinnati. That was a one-sided game. And then last year against Syracuse. Mm-hmm. You know, they got Brian Leonard that last touchdown to break the school record, which was kind of nice, and that was a lopsided win. So they've been able to do that the past 2 years when it mattered with bowl guys watching, and there will be bowl guys watching again.
Right. I guess this game for a non-senior might also be Ray Rice's final game. This last chance for people to see Ray in Piscataway. I think we both agree that Ray should go pro. I mean, I know just from his standpoint, the abuse he's taken on his body, the number of carries he's taken, there's only so much mileage that a running back has on his legs, and he's probably going to be a second-round pick. Do you think he will go pro? I mean, I guess that's the question that we still have not answered.
I think if he's in the second round, he's going to go. I mean, he's had 819 career carries already. He's got 2 games left this season. You know, he's going to be approaching 900 carries in 3 years. That's a lot of wear and tear, as you mentioned. And, you know, just talking to some of the NFL guys, I think the only concern is, you know, what will he run when he does the 40? I mean, I don't think he can throw in a 4.7, right, you know, kind of thing, and still expect to be a second rounder. And yet, that's not really Ray's strength. When you watch Ray game to game and day to day, it's not the blazing speed. It's the durability. It's the quickness. It's the ability to cut, to run between the tackles, and constantly going forward. That's what Ray does. Ray constantly goes forward. But as you said, you know, you wonder, what's the average running back life in the NFL? Something like 2.8 years. So they only have a limited number of carries in them. And I would think that Ray, as a collegian, has got to be approaching his limit.
Right, and when you look at it, if he does stay, he could become the all-time leading rusher in NCAA history. I have to feel like, though, that's just a number in the back of a dusty book. For him, this is a chance for him to set his family, to go forward and to establish himself.
Yeah, there's no question. I agree. I mean, other guys could have stayed and done that, making a run at that. And, you know, even the guy who holds the record, Ron Dane, was much more effective in college than he ever was in the pros, and still, you know, still in the pros now. But and you wonder, another guy who had a ton of carries, a physical back who took a lot of beating, whether that had any impact on his ability as a pro. I don't know. I'm just saying it's, you know, that's something Ray has to think about.
So I guess now this game and the next one against Louisville on a Thursday night will determine whether we're going to Charlotte, whether we're going to Toronto, or whether we're going to beautiful Birmingham, Alabama for the holidays.
Or El Paso.
Or El Paso. Is that still a possibility?
Or the fifth possibility, Piscataway.
Piscataway.
Stay home. 6-6, they may be 6-6. They're staying home.
Do you think that's real? I mean, because they're still bowl eligible. They're still, you know, a team in the Big East that travels well. I mean,
what would happen if they did wind up 6-6? They'd wind up losing to Louisville the last game, and Louisville would get to be bowl eligible, and that, you know, the tiebreaker would be head to head. And Louisville would own that. So if they did wind up 6-6, I could see them staying home.
So where are we going at 8-4, assuming they win the last 2?
Well, 8-4 would probably be El Paso for the Sun Bowl, I would think. You know, that looks the most likely because they seem the most interested in Rutgers at this point. And I think they like everything about Rutgers, the fact that all 8 games have been sold out this year, home games, the TV ratings they can deliver. You know, the bowl, actually, Rutgers now has a bowl track record,
right?
And the bowls, the minor bowls, the second-tier bowls, seem to like that because they brought a lot of people to Phoenix, you know, for the insight, and then they brought a lot of people to Houston last year for the Texas Bowl. So I think people, you know, those second-tier bowls look at that. That's important for them. They got to get 10,000 people at these games.
And 7-5 will be either one of the other 2 we mentioned. I guess Birmingham or probably the International Bowl up in Toronto, I imagine.
Yeah, I would think Birmingham and still Meineke. I think the International is the bottom line for them if they go. If they go 7-5.
And you have to get a passport. I know you don't have one. This could be a crisis for the Star-Ledger if it's at the International Bowl. We're going to have to rush you through, you know, customs. I mean, this could be hide you in luggage or something.
I need the passport for Toronto or Birmingham.
No, well,
I might need it for both. Right. You're a Carolina guy. I might need it for Charlotte.
It's a good point.
I don't know if they'll let me down there.
All right, this game, you have a prediction for this one?
I think it's going to be a close game because you know, Pitt tends to keep things kind of close. They're a very conservative team. They have a true freshman starting at quarterback. They have a true freshman starting at running back. He's very good, LaShawn McCoy. And what they try to do is play these kind of 20 to 17 games and give themselves a chance. And I see it being that way, and I think the emotion carries Rutgers to a slight win.
Right, I see a Rutgers victory about 31-14 because you never bet with Dave Wanstead. That's my own one piece of
He's
gambling
been up in the press box, though,
Well,
and that's
no matter
why
where
they've been
he
winning.
is, he's someplace in the stadium. Munson. That's all we got this week. Thank you very much for watching.